everybody, it's MattCloud6 here, back again, and today I'm doing a sort of experiment where I'm getting the best teams in Europe and I'm going to put them into a knockout and see who wins, and the winner will 100% be crowned the best team in Europe. 100% conclusive proof. So let me just go fill in the teams now. Okay, so what we have here, we have all of the top teams in Europe. And it's not all the highest rated, but I wanted to get teams from every single country that usually has a team in the Champions League. So, I mean, we've got some from like Austria and Switzerland, even though they're not as high as rated as some of the ones in England. But then again, like Newcastle is 4.5 stars, so they're obviously not going to be the best team in Europe. So let's get into the tournament. Okay, so before we get into the first game, I'm just going to stress some rules. We're going to quick sim every single match. And if someone gets injured or a red card, you have to delegate to the assistant manager. Okay, so at the end of that round, it was a pretty interesting round actually. There were quite a few upsets. For example, Arsenal being knocked out on penalties by Moscow, Feyenoord knocking out Wolfsburg, Galatasaray knocking out Sevilla, Leicester knocking out PSG, that's pretty good. Nice, probably the biggest one, Nice knocking out Manchester City. But apart from that, there weren't many upsets, apart from actually Udinese knocking out Juventus. That's a very big upset as well. Okay, so we're back after the second round, and there were a number of big surprises in this round. What a great round it was. First of all, CSK Moscow thrashing Liverpool 4-1. If you saw Liverpool's squad, they're playing like all the young players, like Ward in goal. I've never even heard of him, and Ojo. Don't know what Klopp was doing. And Galatasaray beating Napoli 2-1. That's pretty impressive, but obviously, probably the biggest shock, or the second biggest shock actually, is obviously Inter 1, FC Barcelona 0. I mean, that is one of the shocks. If this is in real life, this would be the shock of the season. Apart from, down at the very bottom, West Ham United 1, Real Madrid 0. So both Barca and Real Madrid have both lost 1-0 to very inferior opponents. That makes this tournament very interesting. Okay, so we're back after the third round, the round of 16, and this has been an interesting round. So Bilbao knocked out Inter Milan knocked out Barcelona, and Bilbao knocked them out. That's probably a good result for Bilbao, to be fair. Atletico knocking out Man United, real life that's probably normal. Leverkusen knocking out Besiktas, and this is probably the main shock, CSK Moscow knocking out Borussia Dortmund 2-1. Could Moscow go all the way? Potentially. FC Bayern against Chelsea, big match, but Bayern won 3-0, absolutely thrashed them. Spurs beat Fenerbahce 2-1, that's a good result for Spurs. Roma 3, Nice 1, West Ham 1, Galatasaray 0. Okay, so we're back after the quarter-final, and Athletic Bilbao have won 2-1 against Atletico Madrid. That is a brilliant result for Bilbao, absolutely brilliant result. Leverkusen lost 2-1 to Bayern Munich, it's understandable. Roma actually beat CSK Moscow 2-0, and Moscow were tipped to go all the way by me. I actually thought they would get to the final at least. And West Ham beat Spurs 1-0. They could be the team, they could be the underdog. if Bayern don't win this, I reckon West Ham will. So what a semi-final we had here. Athletic Bilbao, who knocked out Atletico Madrid, versus West Ham, who knocked out Real Madrid, and West Ham won 1-0. West Ham are in a final with the best teams in the world. That is incredible. And Roma, they only lost on penalties to FC Bayern. So it's West Ham against Bayern in the final. Okay, so FC Bayern, as you just saw, won 3-0 against West Ham. Solid performance, but fair play to West Ham. They got to the final. And I reckon if Roma had beaten Bayern Munich on penalties, I reckon West Ham would have been crowned the best team in Europe. So this is 100% conclusive proof that Bayern Munich is the best team in Europe. So I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave any comments for any videos you'd like me to make, and I shall see you next time. See ya.